Every week when I'm listening to the sermons and hearing you and Steve talk about how you deal with the daily struggle of dealing with family, with work, with children, with just the people around you and the situations that go on all around the world. I value that, and I try to apply some of that to my week going forward. And when there's a situation that calls for me to reflect a little bit, then it's a little bit easier to do that when you've been kind of listening to your sermon series and how to deal with those things.
It's weird. I mean, just the change of how, when you're young and you go here as like a preschooler through 6th grade, it's a connection with friends through God and talking to a teacher, and then going older and learning more about the Bible, more focused on the Bible. And then, as a graduate now and left CUC, I would say just learning how to share God's message with the world now that you have the knowledge of God and how God has affected you, going out and sharing your message of what CUC has taught you.
I think with me, I grew up with these feelings that CUC has. I think we both did.
Yeah.
Fortunately, we both went to a United Church of Christ type of thing, and I grew up with these feelings, and every now and then you'd hear this way extreme other things, and you think, that's not what I believe. And then when we came here, and it's exactly what I believe.
Yeah. See, we were members here back in the 80s, and we left for 14 years. And when 9/11 hit, we were living in Roxborough, and we were going to a church that we eventually found out was very fundamentalist. And
That we suspected.
It didn't feel right for us when we found out that women couldn't be involved in the church. And so Sharon came and said, "Well, I'm going to go back to CUC and just kind of see how I felt." And when she came back, she said, "Well, that's it."
It supported my beliefs. It's just made me more confident in what I've always thought. I think that's what we've always, both of us,
Absolutely.
We both were raised with that kind of thinking, and it's just supported it. Gave me confidence in it to speak out in situations where I normally wouldn't have spoken out, perhaps.
Well said.
CUC has impacted my life in probably the greatest way possible. It's made me not afraid to be the kind of pastor that I am, not afraid to say what I believe, what I think about things, to answer questions honestly. So many places I would not be able to talk the way that I talk and preach the way I preach and say the ideas that I say without being labeled a heretic or being labeled as someone who was causing problems or causing trouble. Here, it's not only accepted, it's expected for me to say all those things. And so it's impacted my life because now I get to be me, fully Justin Spurlock. And so thank you for allowing me to be that.